Orleans. Robin and Scott here with Live with US Microsoft EDU. We are live in New Orleans, Louisiana, experiencing a little bit of the local culture. Today we are inside the Royal Sonesta at the Jazz Playhouse.
When you're in New Orleans, you gotta come to a jazz club. You gotta immerse yourself. Amazing music in this city. Really good time, and this is definitely one of the best places to do it on Bourbon Street.
So not only tuning in and enjoying a little bit of jazz, we're about to hear and enjoy from the amazing Victoria Thompson, Lisa Silver, and Jerry Gillespie, who are three of our U.S. education industry executives for our team. We're so excited to learn from these ladies, and let's go talk to them.
And do it. Enjoy the conversation.
Good morning, everyone. We are live at ISTE in New Orleans. Welcome to the Live with US Microsoft EDU show. I'm so excited to have my amazing colleagues here with me on this show today. We've got the amazing Lisa Silver, Jerry Gillespie, and Victoria Thompson, who are here at the show. They are my K-12 industry executives here at Microsoft, and I want you to get to know a little bit more about them, what they do, and why they came even to work with Microsoft Education. So, Scott, anything else you want to know about these amazing ladies here?
What I want to know is, why am I in this shot with all these powerful ladies? I feel fortunate and also out of place at the same time. No, I'm just looking forward to learning from people who I know personally and love and adore, but just really excited to let everybody kind of hear from their experiences and their knowledge and expertise.
All right, so we're coming to you actually live from our booth. The floor hasn't even opened here at the show this morning, so this is our first little privy into our booth this morning. It's kind of ginormous all the way around. We'll give you a tour from it later, guys, but right now I just wanted to hear from these amazing ladies. So Victoria, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do here at Microsoft Education, and what you're hoping to accomplish here at ISTE.
Yeah, so hi everybody, my name is Victoria Thompson. I am an education industry executive, and if you kind of take a look at where I service, I'm like the Dakotas, and I swipe all the way down to Florida, which is great because I'm a big Walt Disney World fan. And what I do at Microsoft specifically is I really am just here what I refer to as a dedicated resource. So if schools or districts need help with strategy conversations, integrating things like Microsoft Learn into their curriculum and just kind of what they're doing in schools, and then also, of course, just kind of supporting sales conversations at Microsoft. And what I'm really excited for at ISTE is just connecting with people and getting to hang out in our awesome content room. So we are in room 265, which is upstairs. Got a lot of great sessions, and also our booth is beautiful. So I'm very excited.
And our newest addition to the team, Jerry.
Hello, everyone. Yes, newest addition to the team, but I have been at Microsoft for a little over 2 years. I'm an educator, came from education. I have been using Microsoft for years now, so I know these amazing people for years. I was in the MIE Expert program. I was an MIE fellow, but a lot of people don't realize I am a Silicon Valley baby. I was born in California, and so technology's been part of my practice and education for a long time. I've seen how it can empower and just really even out the playing field, and so that is what we do with the tools, and those are the conversations I have. I support the northeast corner of the country, and excited here also at ISTE. I'm just looking forward to connecting with people. Last night I got to see a lot of great friends I haven't seen in a long time. I said it felt like a big huge class reunion, and so I'm just here, and if you are here at ISTE, come say hi up in our content room.
Yes. Yes, and then over to Lisa. Lisa has been on the industry team the longest here from the group, and she's kind of served as a mentor for these amazing ladies. So Lisa, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, so excited to be here. I'm Lisa Silver. I am in the mountain region, so I'm based in Colorado, but cover everything in that mountain region. And I've been in education for about 25 years, so I also, like Jerry, am loving seeing all of my friends and just the energy and getting together for the first time in 2 years since this crazy 2 years that we've had in the pandemic. What I love is seeing the energy of the educators who want to learn more, want to innovate their craft, and just are excited to be here and learn from others. So I too just want to learn from other educators. So that's what I'm excited to be here about. So looking forward to seeing you all. Come visit us here in the booth or up in the content room, which is room 265 and 266 for the Microsoft content room. And we look forward to seeing you all soon.
So ladies, I do have a question for you. Since you have a privy of like the entire US, working with school districts in K-12 space from the West Coast to the East Coast, from I guess our Canadian coast or our Mexico coast, right? All the corners of the United States. What big problems do you see schools out there trying to solve for right now? What are the top things that you're hearing in conversations as you're working with school districts? Just love to get a little of your insight and what's going on out there. Anybody want to take that one?
I can jump in. So I am in education, like Lisa, for years, curriculum instruction. I'm about learning outcomes there. I was a title principal. And for those of you in US that come from title programs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm all about the joy of learning. How do we get students in to be producers of their own information, student agency and mastery? I think that is the biggest challenge when I talk to leadership right now, is we have had students that have had instruction, but we are still trying to figure out how much of that they've mastered and where they're at, and how we're getting them to be able to have these digital literacy skills that they need while on top of all the content that we're teaching them. So that is what I'm seeing a challenge, and having conversations, and I'm enjoying that right now, to be able to help them make those connections and see those learning outcomes.
I'd have to say social emotional learning is definitely one of the biggest ones. So I started out teaching in South Carolina. I now live in Washington State. Do I keep going?
Good, keep going.
You're good.
We had a friend join us.
It happens.
Yeah, we're live. So I started out teaching in South Carolina. I now live in Washington State. You know, and in Washington State, we still have some schools that are still kind of navigating those COVID policies. In South Carolina, I have friends at the school that I first started teaching at where they never shut down. You know, or they were on AB schedules or hybrid and whatnot.
Right.
But we are seeing this big continuum with social emotional learning among that, because regardless of what was happening, we were still in some semblance of not being together for like 2 years.
Right.
So what does that look like, and also what does that look like in a digital space is huge for people, because we don't want like a canned SEL curriculum where it's like 10 minutes of like yoga online, which is that's not SEL, that's just 10 minutes of yoga online. What does it look like to actually do it with tools and resources?
Great.
And I think one of the things that I've noticed that really was magnified during the pandemic was accessibility.
Yes.
And a lot of our schools and teachers and students, they weren't able to access the curriculum, the content, and so we really found that having those conversations about the tools at Microsoft that we have that have accessibility integrated into all of them, it's been such a refreshing just idea for these teachers to understand that the tools that they already have accessibility built right in, so we're able to show how we can easily access content. So that's one of the pieces that I've had a lot of conversations about with educators and administrators as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
These are all great tools and topics, and obviously we, in our different roles, right, live and breathe these things every day. And we talked about the relationships and kind of the family or reunion kind of feel, right, that we had yesterday at our learning event, and that we see from these passionate educators that are here, whether it's their first ISTE or their 11th ISTE, right? But what about all the teachers that are thinking about leaving the profession? How do we save some of them? How do we encourage new folks that are maybe 20, 22, 25, thinking about, not sure about the face of teaching, the future of teaching? How do we just talk about in general how we re-inspire and reinvent and rethink this new generation of teaching and learning from the perspective of the classroom teacher?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great question, Scott, because it's one that as former educators,
right, all of us,
all of us deal with this. But you know, one of the things that I think really helps people feel that they have a place and a sense of belonging is our MIE community. And for those of you that aren't familiar with it, we have what's called the Microsoft Innovative Educator Community, which next year is going to be rebranded to the Microsoft Educator Community. And this is a group of, I think we've got almost 30,000 worldwide educators that are a part of this community, and it's really a place where educators can find their home, find that place to collaborate with others, that sense of family, get new ideas to use in the classroom, help to innovate their practice. It's a place that we know just from talking with the educators last night, this is what has helped them to feel reinvigorated, to feel energized, and to feel like they can keep going with this profession because they've got their tribe with them. Anything to add to that, ladies?
I think another thing too is learn. Right. Like when I think about just ways to not only reinvigorate but also figure out what else is new and out there, Learn is fantastic for that because there are so many great micro-credentialing courses, a lot of great resources, and just ways for you to kind of figure out how can I innovate how can I stay current, and also what can I do to make sure that I'm being the best for my students, or if maybe you're thinking about a different role or maybe just different ways to upskill, there's a lot of great things on there for people to just check out, and it's free, which is outstanding, because some of these programs in other spaces you might have to pay for. So the fact that this is offered for free is great.
No, and I'm going to go back to being in education so long. My sister's a special education teacher. My best friends are educators. And just remembering that we are that sense of community. Don't be afraid to ask for help and reach out at any time. We're here for you. Looking at that leadership, being a previous leader, these social emotional learning tools, it's okay to use them with your staff and have those check-ins and remember where we are. Those of us that have been here a long time, we remember coming out in 2007-8 where we had another little mini crisis with teachers, you know, leaving the profession and that too. What we do is hard. It is hard as an educator, but just remember all of what you do and how it impacts your students and learners in that too. I still get messages and I still come back and get teachers that come back to me. So just remembering that you can reach out, join community, and know that we are here to help you do what you do best, and that's educate.
Broadening your horizons, right? Finding connections. We're a global world, not just industry, but a global world. My wife and mother-in-law are both principals, and my mother-in-law used to say for a long time, like, teaching can be one of the top 2 or 3 most private things you do, right? Traditionally over time, and now it's like we can't have that anymore. We've got to open our doors of our schools in our district, and certainly around the world, to join and build these communities that are so meaningful to moving education forward.
Well, I mean, I think it goes down to every educator is literally making a difference in the world that we live in, like through your students, through your fellow teachers that you're interacting with, and knowing that you're making that difference. While it sometimes the days are hard, right? And you're like, I know,
No doubt.
I love the work. We all came into education because we have a heart and a passion for learning and for young learners and what they can do next. Like, what are they going to create next? What are the next jobs going to be in our economy? How are they going to, you know, create medicine that will cure the diseases of today and get ahead of science that we don't even know about tomorrow, right? So the potential in every child, like bottling that up and running on that as our energy. I know it only takes you so far, but I think, you know, the one message that I want to get across is we at Microsoft Education value that work. I value these ladies and what they bring to the table, their experiences, walking the walk in the classroom, in their school districts, and then now sharing that experience with other school districts and helping them solve some of these tough problems that we know exist out there today. So thank you, ladies, for the work that you do. I can't wait to see what you do this next school year, and just building the community that we have here. If you're not a part of this community, we want you.
Join us.
We'd love to learn from you. At Microsoft, we believe it's all about a learn-it-all mindset and a learn-it-all culture. And so just like you expect your students to learn it all every day, we expect our educators, our school leaders to also embrace that learn-it-all mindset. So please join us. You can check out our Microsoft Educator Learn Center and come connect with us, or reach out to these folks on social media as well. Victoria, tell everybody what your social handle is and how they can get in touch with you.
Yes, so I'm on Twitter at Victoria the Tech, which is where I'm the most active, and my dog makes a lot of special guest appearances. And I'm tweeting all about what we're doing here at ISTE, so feel free to follow along, and we'd love to have you.
And Jerry?
I'm at Jerry Gillespie on LinkedIn, on Twitter, anytime. Honestly, reach out. I know, just you want to say hi, share an idea. I love hearing your ideas. So,
and how do we find you?
And I am on LinkedIn at Lisa Silver and on Twitter at Lisa Techie, Techhy.
All right. Well, engage with these ladies. We're looking forward to meeting with you, many of you in person today here at ISTE, and we'll see you soon. Great job, ladies. Bye, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Wow, those 3 ladies know how to bring a life to any party.
And speaking of life and matters of life and death, the afterlife is a big popular scene here in New Orleans. We are just outside of St. Louis Cemetery number 1, one of the many, many amazing sites here in New Orleans. We hope you check it out, and we hope you enjoyed today's interview.
Spooky.